Hello, my name is Dr. Leah Q, and I'm the Assistant Director of Research to Practice and Community Initiative. Welcome to today's Research Spotlight. I'm joined by my colleague, Pamela D'Andrea Martinez, to talk about the Academic Parent-Teacher Team's evaluation project that took place right here in New York City. Today's Spotlight is going to focus particularly on what parents, communities, and families can learn from these evaluation findings. So let's get right into it. Tell us about the Academic Parent-Teacher Team's evaluation project. What was the purpose of it? What methods did you use?
Hey, it's good to talk to you today. So the New York City Department of Education has a middle school quality initiative within it. And it approached Metro Center because they have a program called Academic Parent-Teacher Teams, which I will call APTT. And it's a program that they do in the middle schools. And they wanted an evaluation of that program. How's that program doing? Through an equity lens, which we often engage at NYU Metro Center. So Academic Parent-Teacher Teams is a family engagement model, and it replaces teacher conferences with these whole class meetings where families and teachers are reading data together, families are being taught how to support their children on specific skills, and they set individual goals. And so these 3 meetings, they happen throughout the year, and then there's one individual meeting between the family and the teacher. And it's just a way to change up how we do parent engagement. We wanted to know for this evaluation whether the program really does a better job than traditional teacher conferences in connecting families and schools. Does it really create a stronger bond between families and school? And what are families' experiences within it? So we studied 7 schools that are implementing APTT. At all of them, we surveyed adult family members, teachers, and then in 3 of those schools, which were like our in-depth study schools, we interviewed adult family members, we interviewed teachers, we interviewed school administrators, we observed the APTT meetings, and those 3 schools were schools that were well on their way in their journey of implementing APTT. So it was important to find out what was going on in those schools and whether those strong bonds were really created.
Great. And so tell us, what were the key overall findings of the evaluation?
What we found is that APTT really does help families connect to their children's teachers, to the school, but it does this because having 3 meetings means that there's less of a chance of making engagement with school all about negative stuff, all about low academic performance, behavioral concerns, those kinds of things that are the things that come up in these parent-teacher conferences. So instead, families were very happy that they had these 3, engagements with the school that were positive. Teachers reciprocated that. A lot of the teachers were really happy that's the kind of engagement they had with families, that it was on a positive level, like it's a proactive level. Here's where we're at with the data. Let's talk about it. Here's some skills you can take home. And it was a lot less of this like punitive feeling. But one of the issues is that family participation in the meetings was really low. And so, we know that this is something that schools often say, like, where are the families? Where are the families? Well, with APTT, that doesn't really change. It's still a small number of families that got to take advantage of that. And we believe that one of the problems is that the APTT program still positions parents as learners. So it's like a one-way communication. The school decides what they want to communicate to parents. The school decides what are the skills we're going to work on, and then the families come in, and it's really all about schools imparting onto them something, and so the content presented at APTT meetings is really not rooted in the learning concerns of students and their families, and that is an issue, and it's an equity issue, and it's something that we really push for, a 2-way type of relationship with schools, which is way preferred and way more equitable than this school decides everything and then families do what we decide.
Yeah, that seems really important. And so I guess my next question is, how is evaluation useful for parents and families and community members?
this evaluation is useful to parents and families. We made a set of recommendations to MSQI. We made a set of recommendations to how to improve that APTT program. But for families, it's really useful to know that MSQI, or the Middle School Quality Initiative, it is looking for ways to be culturally responsive to families. And that's the reason they wanted this evaluation. And they really want to demystify for families the work that they're doing in schools with young people. And that's a really good basis for the beginning of a strong relationship. But I would also recommend to families to come to your schools with a set of questions. And, primarily, how do you understand my role as an adult family member of a child at your school? And come to the school with that question, like, how do you see me as a role? And if the answer is placing you as a learner, right, not as somebody who's going to co-construct a relationship with the school, that's something you need to push the school on, because that means the school is really thinking of you as a passive recipient of something rather than a partner in something. And I would also suggest to come to schools with a question about, who's attending these meetings, who's not attending these meetings, why, and maybe get involved with the parent coordinator at the school. One of the things that we found is that the parent coordinators are often the main component of getting families involved in the school. But again, that parent coordinator has to have that two-way sort of perspective that we're really pushing with this project. And then, a final question is, how do we make sure that family engagement is a two-way street? How do we make sure that this is a reciprocal relationship? And coming to your schools with that question and pushing your schools on that answer when it's unsatisfactory, I think goes a long way.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Pamela.
Thank you so much. It was great sharing findings with you.
We really appreciate getting some more insight on the Academic Parent-Teacher Teams Evaluation Project. If you want to hear more about this project or see the full report, please visit our website, which will be linked at the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Bye! For more information on the APTT evaluation or to read the full report, visit bit.ly/APTT REPORT. Thank you.